Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, I never say this kind of thing. Sometimes I think it's at the back of my mind. Maybe I'll say it in private, but I very rarely lean on this sort of thing as an argument, just because I think it's kind of cheap in a way and hard to prove in an official professional setting, mostly because a lot of the times it can be perceived as a sort of ad hominem attack, lacking of substance. It's kind of hard to prove. You know, I'd rather focus on the content than make unprovable claims like this, but today I'm gonna say it. Mrs. Fani Willis, the district attorney, the top cop of Fulton County, is the poster child of a disastrous diversity hire. This is what you get when you focus on representation, when you focus on immutable characteristics, creating a collage of race and diversity, rather than focusing on merit, when you elect a strong, independent woman, rather than somebody suited for the job. Fani Willis, once again, proves to the world why she's the absolute worst. She keeps digging further and further and further, and this right here could possibly be the most embarrassing moment of Fani Willis's little saga here with her lover boy Nathan Wade. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so this is basically an update to what we were talking about the other day. Nathan Wade's cell phone location data records essentially prove that both he and his lover Fani Willis lied under oath about when their relationship started. We could essentially map out 35 different booty calls before he was even hired for the job based on actual GPS location. And obviously the conversation after that data dropped was that it's pretty much over. Fani Willis is finished. And you'd expect Fani with her back against the wall at this point. I mean, she is so deep in the corner. You would expect her to maybe give up, drop the ego and resign, maybe accept responsibility, but no, of course. We know Fani Willis will never do that. Instead, what she did was 10 times worse, and possibly the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. We have the cell phone data. We know for a fact that Nathan Wade was visiting her at her condo, but she is now denying this, or rather she is refuting the claim, she's refuting the data, in the most idiotic way imaginable. Breaking, Fani Willis responds to affair cell data, claiming her calendars and emails prove that she wasn't with Nathan Wade, but the dates don't match up. It appears Fani Willis is trying to exclude evidence. Soros-backed Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis responded to a new court filing using her paramour Nathan Wade's cell phone data to determine whether the two lied to the court about when their romantic relationship began. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, authorities geo-tracked Nathan Wade and found that Nathan Wade made at least 35 visits to Fani Willis's Hateville neighborhood before he was hired as the lead prosecutor in the lawfare RICO case against President Trump and 18 associates. Now, a desperate Fani Willis responded to the latest allegations in a court filing on Friday evening. The records do nothing more than demonstrate that Special Prosecutor Wade's telephone was located somewhere within a densely populated, multiple-mile radius where various residents, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, and other businesses are located, Fani Willis said in a motion reviewed by this reporter. Additionally, Fani Willis submitted her calendar and emails to, quote, prove that she wasn't with Nathan Wade on September 11th and 12th and November 30th, 2021, but the dates don't match up with when the hookups took place. Screenshots of Fani Willis's calendar and emails with the dates that don't match. So the dates that are relevant here, the big hookups that she's denying, essentially the times where Nathan Wade went for a late night booty call at Mrs. Willis's home and then left early in the morning, were on September 11th, September 12th, and November 30th of 2021. Fani Willis is now attempting to deny these claims, to disprove these claims, by releasing a couple schedules, as you can see here on the screen, on the dates of April 12th, 2021, April 20th, 2021, and May 10th, 2021. Well, look, she was busy from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and from lunchtime to 3 on these 3 dates. MAGA chud racists BTFO'd. You know, the typical response to this kind of thing. Does it say stupid on my forehead? She's digging an even deeper hole. Every single day, Fani Willis digs the hole even deeper. And it's kind of funny because Fani Willis's whole thing, I mean, her whole shtick, you know, how she got elected was as this sort of reformer who was gonna root out all the corruption. She then, of course, acted even more corrupt than her predecessors. And now she seems to be plunging the entire judicial system of Atlanta straight into the ground. Whatever credibility was left will no longer remain once Fani Willis is done. Her responses have been absolutely hilarious. Initially, she played the race card. All the people focusing on Nathan Wade are a bunch of racists. Okay, not exactly a defense. Then of course it was, well, actually we're in a relationship, but it only started afterwards. What evidence did she had? Well, her father testified that he never met Nathan Wade. Oh, well, I guess that pretty much wraps it. Then it turns out that they all lied under oath. We have the cell phone data. Then she responds with this nonsense. And now on top of all of it, to make matters worse for herself, she's now denying the credibility and the accuracy of the cell phone tracking software. Kanakoa the Great on Twitter, and by the way, I mean, he's been fantastic on this story. You guys should all be following him on Twitter. Breaking in court proceedings, Fani Willis argues that the Atlanta Police Department's cell phone tracking software in use since 2017 cannot prove anything relevant and provides little evidentiary value. Under DA Fani Willis's jurisdiction, the Atlanta Police Department has utilized Hawk Analytics' CellHawk software since 2017. So she's essentially saying that the data can't be trusted. I find that really interesting. I'm not sure if you guys ever watch TV shows like The First 48, but in so many homicide cases, what ends up being the nail in the coffin for some of these criminals in their trial is cell phone geolocation data. In other words, Fani Willis has absolutely no issue putting criminals behind bars using cell phone location data as evidence, but now that that location data is being used against her, it has little evidentiary value. I wonder how many people she's put behind bars using cell phone data as evidence, yet she has the audacity to claim that it is little evidentiary value. Another horribly embarrassing moment. Fani Willis is clearly in over her head here. She's obviously a corrupt incompetent who should have probably never been elected into the position in the first place. I mean, just think about it. She's the top lawyer, essentially, the top prosecutor in Fulton County, and these are the arguments that she's making. Yeah, how about we not elect people into such incredible prestigious positions of power based on skin color and gender? This is what you get. Corrupt actors who feel they're above it all, acting a fool, turning the justice system over on its head, causing irreparable damage to the county and frankly the state's credibility. Good job, Fani.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
What an absolute joke. This Fani Willis saga is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, and speaking of Fani Willis's mounting issues, you know that whistleblower from her office that we were covering maybe 3 weeks ago? Well, Jim Jordan just confirmed that that whistleblower is now working with House Republicans.
I was talking about this in the office, and I said Fani Wade, and it was like a Freudian slip, you know, like it's Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. So, no, we haven't heard back from her yet. We'll see what we get from her. But there's a whistleblower in her office who we have talked to, the committee staff. Yeah, and she, the whistleblower, I think she's like 4'11", but Fani Willis had 7 police escort her out when she fired this lady, because this lady raised the concern that Miss Willis was not spending federal funds and not following the grant, the rules of the grant and the grant dollars in the appropriate manner. So she raised this concern, and then Fani Willis fired her. She's now talking with our office, and we'll see where that goes. And that's why we subpoenaed for records and documents related to this.
So I guess more to come on the Fani Willis story. I'm just completely shocked that she still hasn't resigned in absolute shame. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.